Welcome to The Scenting Guy. I am your host, Jim Redding, otherwise known as The Scenting Guy. As always, produced by Mike Hewitt, Marketing Director Extraordinaire. And we are very privileged today to have the owner of the company, Miss Christina Redding.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome back.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You have not been on this show since we did the pilot.
That's true. Yes.
This is our 6th episode.
Kind of a big deal.
It's a huge deal.
It's going good.
I think it's going very well. But more importantly, how do you think it's going? Uh-oh.
Yeah. Can you handle the truth?
Well, of course I can handle the truth.
All right.
I
it's
am
great.
fragile, on the other hand.
You are a little fragile?
Yeah, be careful with Mike.
Understood. Okay, so I will put it in words that you can take.
Oh, come on.
Use small words.
Small.
Hey, don't we have a pretty active audience right now?
Of
people
20?
loving it?
Yeah.
Of how many?
Dozens and dozens of people.
Dozens. With an S.
2 of them.
So give us your feedback.
Yes. I think it's a very well produced and quality of that is on point.
I feel a butt coming.
Yeah.
The left hand is coming out
So
at some point.
right. We just my recommendation, corporate talk, would be to prepare a little more on the delivery of it. I understand that we want this to be very natural and very on the spot kind of thing.
Well, we do predetermine what the subject is.
Okay.
Do you feel prepared for this episode right now?
Ish.
And why do you feel prepared?
Because I just heard about it today at 8:30.
Mm-hmm.
I can talk to the topic that it was presented to me. Just for smoother transitions and for better back and forths with the guests. I think it's good and
Okay, so more of like an agenda type thing. Okay,
general, very general. Agenda.
So today's agenda, and we'll get right to it. Today's agenda is for you and I, Jim and Christina, CEO and chairperson / CFO, husband and wife, to talk about that dynamic. What do we call that dynamic? The work-life balance.
When you actually work with your spouse, yeah.
A married couple running their own business.
That's the one, yeah. And how do we
not
kill each other?
I think we rock at it. Mike, what do you think from your perspective? I mean, we have 30 employees. You're number one. How do you feel we're doing? That's a great question. Because watch, he'll say, you guys suck.
Actually, I think you guys do a very good job of it. We don't ever feel like we're in the middle of mom and dad fighting, so that's good.
Really?
Yeah.
Because we have felt that way where we've put some of you in the middle.
No, I wouldn't say so.
Interesting.
I mean,
I think we're learning
very
every day.
limited.
Yeah.
I play each other off each other. But
you play us. You play how so?
He goes to mom when dad says no, and
I get a budget cleared by him, and
well, of course.
Oh yeah, you do that. Don't do that.
I think that's part of what makes us successful, though, both as a couple and running a business, is we seem to have those clearly defined roles.
I think roles are very important, and once you get to that, it didn't happen right away. We didn't know where we were
going. Less
at
stake in the beginning.
Sure, but once we once we found the roles that we should be in, because we're maybe better at it or more prone to do well in that type of. For example, I think it helps that I don't have a good appetite for risk taken. On the other hand, Jim would jump headfirst into any new venture, any new creative, whatever. Let's try this. Let's do this. And I think that's big, very, very important, actually. for a company to have that balance where there's a balance between risk taking and risk aversion, and
Absolutely.
because otherwise, well, we all know what happens when you just yay, let's try this and everything else, and then nothing gets done, or you run out of money before you even finish the day.
Mhm.
So I think it's very important. The roles are very important.
But you made a good point. I think the roles. I mean, it's just like assigning tasks to employees. You need to play to people's strengths and hedge against their weaknesses.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so too.
So I think we were fortunate to be able to define the roles in a way that made sense for both of us, and we both kind of respect that the other is better at that particular part of it.
That's right. And you said the word respect. It doesn't work without. So uh, even though obviously we disagree on many things, there's otherwise it would be kind of weird. Actually, um, you gotta. I think we have been better than others. That's respecting the space. We step on each other's toes occasionally, but then back up a little bit, and
I think
figure it out.
that's actually the bulk of what we argue about.
I think my role is when Jim dives in head first, I'm his floaties.
Yeah, you are.
I would
Thanks, Mike.
I would emphatically agree. Yeah, you've talked me out of the
I make sure it swims.
And it's exactly.
Floaties.
We love that. But anyway, I think that's respect to the space.
What would you say we argue most about? Like, when does it get personal?
Oh,
Because
for me,
I think it's stepping on toes stuff.
yeah, and for me, it gets very personal when I don't seem to. Well, in my delicate ego,
Because you're so delicate.
I'm very delicate. Yeah. I don't get to sit at the table, or it feels like my ideas were dismissed. And,
I see.
And even though I don't think I'm emotional, I I get those feelings like everybody else. But I think that I learned to not take myself too seriously. I think that's a good advice for anybody who gets into whatever to
Mm.
business. Yeah, no, it's not about you, and it's
Mhm.
it's in the end when we're here.
I think that's
about
good
the right-
advice. I think that's good advice because usually when I regret my own behavior day after or minutes
Mhm,
after or
mhm.
whatever, it is some kind of overreaction, taking something too seriously.
That's right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Why don't you take a few minutes and tell us all of the things that I'm better at doing than you are?
Oh my god. um, doing math in your head. I hate so much. Interrupting. You're so much better at me.
Somebody keeping score. Ching, ching. Let's make a list.
Uh-huh.
All right. So doing math in my head, interrupting.
Stand by.
I don't think this is going to turn out the way I
expected.
hoped.
You are way
Ethan,
better.
get the scorecard graphics ready.
Okay. The creative aspect. So imagining new products, new projects. You see it right away. I don't. I take a minute.
You're really struggling.
Sorry, I did not prepare. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
If I had
So-
a little list.
So, am I the best CEO for this company, or is it just because that I'm kind
You're
of your
my
cabin?
best CEO.
You're the best we could find.
I'm gonna drink.
Okay. Well,
Oh.
you know what? I think you are a fantastic CFO, and part of it is because you're cautious. I think the fact that we are married allows me to leverage my emotional weapons against you to get you to agree to things
It does.
that I wouldn't normally be able to get.
Thank you.
Completely
So you
unbiased
did
CFO.
hear me.
I can actually pout. Get something pushed through.
Yes.
From an outside perspective, I think the balance is very important, and the 7 p.m. rule that you guys have.
Mm-hmm.
It's never inevitable to talk about business,
Mm-hmm.
but if you're disagreeing, you just cut it off and
Yeah.
separate it,
Start
which is
over again.
something I never could, which is why
Mm.
I no longer have my business or the spouse I was with when I ran that. So
That's right. Mike has been down this road.
Yeah,
Well, it's
I didn't
not
do
a.
it quite as successfully as you guys did.
Mhm.
Was there ever a point in time where like things were humming and you guys were getting along?
Oh, absolutely. It was very successful, but it was work fights became personal fights, and personal fights became work fights,
Mm.
and it was a home based business, so it was you never really got away from each other, and it was
That
at each
is
other's
make a
throats.
and that is an
difference.
important. I was gonna say, can we? One of the things that we could offer to others who are thinking or are in the middle of being in a, you know, married relationship and running their own business would be some pros and cons, as Jim Halpert would say. Make a
Absolutely.
list.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of pros. You do spend if you still like each other, you do spend some time together. Most
See,
of
that
the time
could that
together.
could be a pro or a con depending on the couple, because I
Absolutely.
actually understand how
Yeah.
a lot of married couples might like the fact of, seeing each other for the first time in the evening.
Hmm.
Um, I love that we get to spend every day together, but there are
Mhm.
times where I think, it might be pretty cool if
Mhm.
we had our own things, and then it was like, "Hey, haven't seen you
Okay.
all day." You know what I
He
mean?
gets very
We don't
excited.
have those moments. It's more like, hey, they made it home. Cool.
And I think the trust
That happens.
that comes from a spouse is unbreakable. So it's
That's number one for
yeah,
me.
Yeah, that is a very good point because you
definitely a
you
pro.
know that is full on trust. There's no way I would pull the other way because it's our own carriage that I would
Yeah,
pull a different direction if
you
yeah,
know you're not
and
going to get
vice versa.
the CEO embezzling because
Because I do. I do.
Well, yeah, well, like he couldn't because he doesn't have access to
I
anything.
don't.
So
I don't have two nickels to rub together. I don't. I don't have my own card that you don't have access
You have your
to.
so
allowance.
you do have one. Oh, but I do have access.
I
to
should
it,
have
yeah.
I should have an allowance.
You can use your debit card.
Just nothing over $30.
Exactly.
That
Did
I
you hear
don't
that
think he had.
Shutter? Are we good on the camera?
I don't think he
Yeah.
spent $30 on anything in the.
Right?
It's always more.
Oh, yeah. Well, Home Depot is a problem.
It is. He's addicted to Home Depot.
Yeah. What's another pro
Pros.
or con?
Hmm.
I think it's a pro if you are mature enough, confident enough, and have enough ability to be honest with each other to clearly define roles.
Hmm.
If you don't have that, I would say don't try it. If you're just going to try to build each other up because you're afraid of hurting feelings before the needs of the business,
Hmm.
you absolutely shouldn't do this.
That is
If
important.
feelings take priority over strategy, you shouldn't do this.
That's accurate. I agree. Yeah, you got to get emotions out of it. And we're all human, so they're gonna sneak in there here and there.
Absolutely.
But you have to keep emotions out of there as much as possible.
Because it's interesting in the beginning. In the beginning, it didn't feel like there was very much at stake because we were doing this as a side gig. Literally, we
Mhm.
both had great
Hmm.
jobs, careers. You were going to stop my hands from flying around.
I was trying.
This
I
is what
can't
I
even
do.
catch it,
See,
so
you
I don't
got
know
to
if
stop.
you.
You got to
That's a
stop
con.
squashing me.
That's a con. Thank
His
you.
All right,
hands.
I need to be me.
No, you are even without that. What is that? Shargus, this is for you.
See what you did? What was I saying? Oh,
Sorry.
in the beginning, not much at stake. But what, just talking for myself,
Yep.
what was at stake for me was how you thought of me. You know what I mean? Because in the beginning is also where you can make the slightest wrong decision
Hmm.
that wouldn't move the needle today, but would be catastrophic back then
For sure. Yeah.
for the business. So that was that fear, you know.
Oh, that's always gonna be. I think and it's related to the fact that we are also married. That yes, of course, you want to do good for me. You want me to admire your talents and your successes.
Which obviously.
So,
you
and I
do.
am just blown
I
away.
mean, oh,
I mean, look at this.
the face.
But then again, take everything with a sense of humor too. It's very important to have not just patience, but What, I have something?
No, I'm scratching my chin.
Or sense of humor. When it gets and you're good at that. I forget and I stay too serious. You're good at that and poking me and but
Well, I think we go back and forth like that.
yeah,
When one is getting too serious, the other one starts doing the comedy routine.
yeah, and that works. Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't both just break down at the same time.
No, it works good. It works good.
So, Dr. Mike, since we were like on the couch here with some marriage,
Any advice?
Actually, some marriage advice I got was you're never both going to be at 100%. It's always 50-50. But when one person doesn't have it to give, someone's at 20%, the other person has to step in with 80. You're always at 100%, no matter what. You always have to complement each other and support each other.
Mhm. I agree.
Which you guys do a good job of.
Jump in and yeah.
That's great. So, be honest. We're not scary like
Well, I hope I am.
more. Well, I know individually you're scary. You're scary, right? I mean, she's the scary one and I'm the nice one.
No.
No? Oh, you're not. He's not being honest.
He's just-
See, that's a problem. If we're not going to get honest.
He just answered. It's because he's scared of my reactions. Hey, a healthy, level of fear.
Respect.
It's important. Respect, yes.
I would hope it's for the right reasons.
She demands respect.
Ooh.
I just
You just get it naturally from
Mhm.
your performance.
That's right.
from my performance,
You-
my
you
amazing
perform well.
performance. Yeah. It's important. And you know what I think it shows in what's going on here? I mean, we have 30 employees with very, very low attrition.
Yeah.
And we've been, I think another thing that's driving that, of course, is our growth.
Mhm.
We have to keep growing. And that's why it's important that we're never resting. It's never like, because I know sometimes I would like to just establish a state of doneness and let's manage this so that we don't have the stress, but then you don't have growth for us, for the organization, for every individual in the organization.
Yeah, once I understood and accepted that, it was better for me.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah. Some days I wonder if we'll ever have a downtime, but then I also don't want it.
Right?
'Cause then we're not growing.
Because then it's just
It feels like there is so much more to this topic. I don't want to talk about it now.
No,
But,
I get it. Yeah.
because I see the time that we're at, but there's just so much more. Some of the tools that we use, informal and formal, some of the philosophies that we follow. I think this has legs.
Mhm.
I think we should visit this topic every once in a while.
Absolutely.
Great.
And I like to know if there's any feedback. Like, does anybody
absolutely.
care about the topic? It feels important to us because we've lived it, and there's no way, there's no couples out there that are
No
going through this
question.
right now or considering doing it. So just if it's useful and if there's specifics, we got about 7 years on that.
Something, well, you remember I was saying it when I was part of that CEO group here in
Yes.
town where
Yes.
CEOs would get together,
Mhm.
share ideas or whatever. Great experience.
Yep.
But man, if there was a group where it was couples, that were
Oh.
also running a business.
To just get feedback of each other on each
I
other.
think that's called therapy.
I think so too.
Oh, okay.
It's
So we
group-
just
it's
need a
group
marriage
therapy.
counselor. All right, cool. That might be a good idea for a marriage counselor to start a marriage CEO group. Mike, help us wrap this up. I'm rambling.
We need a coupon code for this one.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, what a better one than married?
I like married.
Married.
Like we are married.
Love
With the-
and married love.
Oh,
But
you're gonna confuse people. See now, that's what I'd like it black and white, and you like it all.
We don't have the
crazy.
rights to that song, by the way.
So
it's
don't
not-
oopsie
sing that.
daisy.
Sorry.
So married. What's the deal with married?
20% off all of our seasonal scents that just launched.
Oh yes, and if you need to just come and see at the Smelly Bar in Las Vegas. You need to come and see Mike's. What do you call them, Mike? They're different.
It's our interactive display for our
Okay.
seasonal scents.
It came out beautifully.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is so cheesy, yet the way it plays on the camera when you take a photo, incredible.
It's a beautiful Instagram experience.
Oh, well,
Fantastic.
let's
Come
go.
take your pictures.
I didn't
Try
think
the
it was going to
scents.
come together that good.
That's just so pretty.
I had a vision.
Of
Well,
course
oh,
you
he did, yes.
Cheers
And that's
to your
why
vision.
you're in your
Floaties.
seat.
Floaties, yeah, he's the
My floaties.
All right,
fantastic.
Let's
So
wrap it up.
coupon code married, 20% off seasonal scents. Thank you so much for watching. Please support us. We want to make something special here. Support us by
Come by the Smelly Bar.
Yeah, and then click, like us,
Like,
subscribe.
subscribe,
I don't know all that stuff.
follow on social media.
So
Share.
Really
Share.
appreciate it. And otherwise, we'll just see you again in a couple of weeks. Signing off. I'm Jim Redding, the scenting guy, with our guest and owner of the company, Christina Redding, and our producer, Mike Hewitt. Thanks so much for watching. Smell you later, alligator.
Go fragrance yourselves.
And send your space. Stay married.
Stay married.
Okay.